Hello and welcome to the meme show. I am none other than ChugThatEstus. Early in Season 4, I tested some builds with Viper Fork and Gut Siphon, paired with Dead Sentry. However, Dead Sentry was so bad that anything built around it was quickly discarded as unusable, and thus everything related to that skill was wiped from my memory. Thankfully, Season 5 is coming. Not only did Dead Sentry get buffed, but Electronic Zombie 89 on Reddit reminded me of the existence of that item combo. And this is what brings us here, to another meme build video. And this is the type of build which makes my brain cells wet. And now you may ask yourself, how does this build works? First of all of my damage comes from Dead Sentry and our Merc melee attacks. But for Dead Sentry to work, we need bodies. I could always kill monsters to get bodies, but who the fuck do you think I am? This is called a meme show for a reason. Thankfully, Gut Siphon has a chance to proc desecrate on striking. And once more, we will make use of Blade Fury to proc them. And a lot of them we will proc, thanks to its built-in pierce. And on top of that, in Season 5, hitting walls or obstacle with it will also split the shuriken into multiple fragments. Each of them are able to proc skills. What I enjoy doing is casting my sentries as far as possible, then using Blade Fury either through the enemies or into a wall to split it into multiple fragments. With Desecrate, it will spawn a lot of corpses, allowing the sentries to do their work. Although it is not necessary to do so, what I did is use dual claws on swap to cast the sentries and swap back to my Gut Siphon afterward to proc the Desecrate. Having good claws to improve the Dead Sentry level will help with the clear speed quite a bit. It took me a few minutes to get used to doing that, but the damage is definitely worth it. As for the gear, my Merc uses Infinity to reduce enemy defense and fire resistance, but you could also equip him with Ethereal Viper 4 to help proc more corpses. I highly recommend using either Shadow Warrior or Master or a melee mercenary to tank for you, because this is a very squishy build and I do not recommend playing this on hardcore. And for the gameplay footage, I use Gut Siphon with 5 fire face sets in it, and on swap 2 fire lizards with face sets. However, you could also throw shells in your fire lizards to improve your trap laying speed. You will need a total of 63 increased attack speed to get the maximum laying trap speed, and the one from your off-end weapon will not count toward it. Steel Shade Helm with runes. I kind of needed mana leech, although it wasn't as great as I thought it would for it, but the replenish life was great to negate the Gut Siphon 30 life drain. Otherwise, any helm with 2 skills or decent stats to help your cause will help. Flickering Flame and Kira are notable options. The amulet is Maras for the skills and resistances, however, Rising Sun could get some work done as well. Any quiver will work. I suggest Dual Leech with attack speed and resistances as priority stats. Marrow Walk boots for Cannot Be Frozen and Mana Regen. 2 skiller rings. I went with Bolkados and Wisp for Leech and Earth of Wolverine. Chain of Honor Rune Ward grants skills, resistances and replenish life, but any armor with 2 skills, open sockets can work with or face sets as needed. For the belt, there are not many options. If you need leech, you could always go with string, but I went with Arak for the +1 to skills. Mage Fist Glove 1 to fire skills work with Dead Sentry, but Hellmouth is also a decent option. Maybe better, but I haven't seen much of a difference in the clear speed. Finally, a full inventory of trap GCs. In the footage, I use 20 skills in Dead Sentry and synergies, which are Inferno and Fire Blast. 22 Blade Fury for the attack rating, and 1.2 burst of speed because I needed some attack speed to reach max Blade Fury attack speed with Gut Siphon. You can spend the rest of your points as you see fit. I did try Blade Shield and Mind Blast and found my blast to be quite useful at level 1 for its stun. But Shadow Warrior, Master, Fade and Cloak are also decent choices. It simply comes down to your playstyle. As always, my stats are enough strength for gear, enough dex for around 8 to 9k attack rating and everything else into vitality. I did however use an Act 2 Merc with Blessed Aim to help with attack rating, so you could save a few points from dex if you wanted to get more vitality. Both your physical damage and poison from Desecrate are unnoticeable. All you wanna do is proc the corpses with Desecrate as much as you can with Gut Siphon and Blade Fury. The Death Sentry will deal all of the damage for you. And that's it! This is the Gut Sentry Assassin. But now you should know what to do. You know this work. What? Like, sub, and comment? No, I mean, fucking go play this build ASAP. It's really fun, I swear. And I'm done here. Nothing else to add. Go away now.